flip the page and the children have to turn the page, you need to put your directions on top again. And even though, we might think, they know it's true, false. No. So, we have to be very explicit in the things that we do. And if we truly want to master what they know, we have to make it very clear for them. So this is just one area that Mr. Broussard said, I just wanted to see who would notice. So I know all of you A+. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. And this is fill in the blank. Okay? Fill in the blank, and in your packet you have these guidelines. Again, always refer back to these. If you just need something, you need some Saturday afternoon reading and you want to just catch up on the guidelines for making good assessments, here it is. So a positive, they're easy to grade. There's generally just one right answer. So you're not really tricking anyone. They either know it or they don't. It's the easiest to design. So that's why we love them, because you can just make a question, just leave one little word out, those kids insert it, we've got a good assessment. Well, when you think about it, they are limited to the lower levels of proficiency. How many people remember what percentage of proficiency we're supposed to have? Proficient or advanced questioning, who remembers? Nobody? 52%. So if we want 52% of our questions to be at the proficient or advanced level, fill in the blank is not going to get us there. One test with all fill in the blank questions is not going to be proficient or advanced. Remember again, there are several forms of assessment. There are times when it is appropriate to use fill in the blank. We're not saying don't use these. There are some, vocabulary, a quick quiz. These are appropriate, but on some of your unit tests, fill in the blank, you need to have some more difficult questions, okay? All right, and then, multiple response items, okay? Again, these are on page 3. These are easy to grade. Now, one thing, they do allow for more than one correct response, and I've never made an assessment for a second grader or third where there are more than one correct response. But if you take a look at this question, which of the following can be the end punctuation for a sentence? So they have several choices. So you could have a period, a question mark, and an exclamation mark would all be correct, okay? But again, some of these questions I think for some of our little guys might be a little too much. You just have to use your knowledge of your students, okay? So here's another way to write it with the multiple response items. But one of the negatives, and it's a big one, is that sometimes the kids don't have enough of their own analysis skills. Once they've tried to work out what's right and what's not, they've just totally forgotten what they're actually supposed to do because they're so busy trying to think and trying to figure out, well, could this be right or could it be this one? Then they just totally miss the question because they haven't really thought about what you're asking. Okay, does everybody understand that? I mean, I know when I look and I see all these choices, remember those days where it's like, could be 1, 2, none of these, all of these. Sometimes you just spend so much time going, okay, what about this? How about this? So that's one of the cons of the multiple response items. Okay? And so now I think Christy is going to talk to us about rubrics. But I did want to say too, we have the opportunity now to study and choose a new series for adoption. Really look at these assessments. As we've talked about assessing, if things are on target or not, if there are some assessments already available for us to use and we think they're on target, spend some time looking at those things that are in the computer labs because this could ease some of your, anxiety with assessments. So use that time. I know I've seen a lot of definite first choice, fill in the blank, but also they have some rubrics. So when Christy talks about that, kind of be thinking about that when you go back to study those book sets that we have to, pick one of the series. Look at those assessments and, maybe that can help you make your decision with those. Oh, do I? Okay. Oh, I have one more slide. All right. So sorry as I got on my little, I just caught. All right, so which forced choice assessments are best for assessing learning? This is from Marzano, and you can see here, expanded matching, multiple response items, and fill in the blanks, okay? But again, we are not telling you that these are the only kinds of assessments you can use. These are just Marzano's opinions, and then we've talked about what are the, the pros and cons for each one. So these are his ideas. Remember, true, false are the ones that, a lot of times aren't even mentioned. But when you're thinking about assessing, these are, some great ways to question your students to find out what they know.